What if I told you a 50 years old man just cracked the ultimate code of building undeniable aura? Would you believe? I'm talking about Pedro Pascal, the Chilean actor who commands respect, not by force, not by money, not by power, but by being completely, unapologetically himself. But the main question is, how did he crack the code? In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what Pedro Pascal did and how you can use the same strategies to build your own aura of respect. Stay with me till the very end, because number one is the real game changer most people miss. Let's dive in. Number 5, show your true self without fear. Most people think that respect comes from being untouchable, like from acting cold, from hiding your emotions and pretending like nothing ever gets to you. But Pedro Pascal flipped that script. He burned it, and he did something most people would never dare to try. He showed the world his true self. You watch Pedro in interviews and you don't see a perfectly polished Hollywood mask. You see a man who is completely open with his fears and flaws. He talks about his anxiety, his struggle, and his success. That's not weakness. That's what real emotional intelligence looks like. That's someone who refuses to fake strength and instead chooses to own his truth. And it doesn't stop there. When filming The Materialists, Pedro admitted that he felt like the weakest I've ever felt and the oldest I've ever felt. After a brutal back injury on Gladiator 2 and a nasty fall, he couldn't even do a single push-up when filming began. He could have hidden it. Most actors would have, but he didn't. He told the world, and the respect he earned from that honesty, it was amazing. The truth is, people don't respect robots. They respect those who struggle and keep going anyway. The moment you stop pretending, you unlock something magnetic. Vulnerability, when owned, becomes a weapon. It silences rooms. It pulls people in, and it makes you unforgettable. Number 4, be real instead of perfect. Pedro Pascal doesn't care about looking perfect, and that's exactly why he stands out. While the rest of Hollywood is chasing polished photos, flawless PR responses, and carefully staged moments, Pedro walks in like he's just showing up to hang out with friends, and he brings all his quirks with him. He laughs loudly, dances awkwardly, messes up words in interviews, and wears his emotions like a badge. But instead of people mocking him for it, they lean in. They feel connected. Because what makes Pedro magnetic isn't how flawless he looks, it's how real he is. That rawness cuts through the noise. He never talks down to anyone. He never puts on a different voice for interviews. What you see is what you get. There's no separation between Pedro Pascal the actor and Pedro Pascal the man. He talks to everyone like they matter. Even when people throw compliments his way, he doesn't push them off or puff his chest. He just lets the moment be what it is. He enjoys it, not in a boastful way, but in a way that shows he's finally learned to accept good things after fighting for them for so long. That's the shift you need to make. Stop trying to impress people with how perfect your life looks. Start impressing them with how confidently you carry your imperfections. That's what makes people stop seeing you as just someone to admire and start seeing you as someone they feel drawn to. If you are enjoying watching the video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Number 3, never give up no matter what. This is the part most people skip over: the struggle, the years of silence, the grind when no one is watching. But for Pedro Pascal, that's the foundation everything is built on. He spent nearly 20 years chasing a dream that most people would have abandoned after 2. He even admitted he started researching other careers. He didn't have blind faith. He had days where he wanted to quit, but he kept going. Why? Because deep down, he knew quitting would hurt more than failing. And the people who loved him, his friends, his family, they kept him afloat. They believed in him when he didn't. They lent him money, shared food, and reminded him who he was. Then came Game of Thrones. One role. That's all it took. After 20 years of being invisible, He exploded overnight. But here's the part that matters. Success didn't change him. He didn't walk around like a star. He treated every cast member, every assistant, every fan with the same respect he showed when he had nothing. And that's real character. People don't respect him just because he made it. They respect him because he refused to lose his soul on the way up. That's what makes a man unforgettable. Not the spotlight, but the fire he walked through to get there. Number 2, read people like Pedro does. Pedro Pascal has some sort of special ability that you can't call a fake presence. He doesn't just hear people, he feels them. When he walks into a room, he doesn't try to control the energy. He reads it, adapts to it, connects with it, and that's why people trust him instantly. In interviews, you can see it. He doesn't just wait for his turn to talk. He actually listens. He leans in, mirrors the emotion of the person speaking. If someone's nervous, he softens. If someone's excited, he lights up with them. That's not manipulation, that's emotional awareness. Pedro has talked openly about empathy and emotional connection. It's a way of life. He understands that most people aren't looking to be impressed. They're looking to be understood. And when you make someone feel truly seen, they don't forget it. That's why fans say he has a soothing presence. That's why everyone from fans to co-stars describe him as loving and affectionate. He's protective too, but not in a possessive way. He once said, "I'm fairly intensely protective of the people that I love." That's not dominance, that's care. That's healthy masculine energy in its purest form. Real power isn't about forcing people to respect you, it's about making them feel safe around you. Pedro doesn't perform, he shows up fully, honestly, and emotionally engaged. That's what gives him the kind of presence people can't ignore. Number 1, let your reputation speak for itself. Pedro Pascal doesn't need to convince anyone of who he is. He doesn't advertise his integrity, he lives it. And over time, that's what has built his aura, a reputation grounded in truth, not image. He's not one person in public and another in private. He's consistent. Fans say he's the same man off camera as he is on it. He's kind to strangers. He respects the crew. He remembers people's names. He shows up with humility, even when everyone's cheering his name. He's even talked about struggling with imposter syndrome, feeling like a fraud while playing romantic leads. But instead of faking confidence, he embraced the discomfort. He didn't let fear define him. He used it, faced it, and moved forward without lying about what he felt. That's the kind of consistency people admire, not just because it's rare, but because it's real. You don't have to perform when you live in truth. You don't need to act when your values lead the way. But here's the real problem. Not everyone uses honesty and empathy like Pedro Pascal. Some people can twist emotions and manipulate you just like Patrick Bateman. That's why you need to watch Dark Psychology Tricks Patrick Bateman used to manipulate people. Watch it now and see what dangerous charm can really get. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon because you're not ready for what's coming next.